Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, good morning, Siddharth.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, friends.
Good evening, good evening. Right, so I'm seeing Dakshin Siddharth, Siddharth Sarana Kumar, Ratan Nitish, Guru Prasanna, and Kavin Sandhu. That's Tanishwar.
Sir, he was here before a few minutes ago.
Yeah, okay. All right, so okay, so the agenda for the day is going to be Guru Prasanna making his RLS presentation. He's been into RLS for a long time, for about 3 days and a week, closely to 10 days. And he has been making a presentation ready. Asutaman is grazing a function and he is not attending today. Mitra is not attending today. She is still recovering from the illness. Sibiaditan, no clue, no address. Interpol is searching for him. And Ratan Nitish is here. And he hasn't stopped this behavior of cutting down the crucial classes in direct. Just 3 OBT sessions and then he is disappeared. So next time onwards, OBT will not be cancelled for anybody's absence. Even today, I am repenting. I should have conducted OBT while, I could have asked Dakshin Siddharth and Kavin Sandhu to come and I could have given them some nunchucks practice at least. But then only 2 members will be a little boring. And the other members will be watching nunchuck practice is a very boring substance. But if you watch cricket or soccer, then it will be very lively, just like we had yesterday. But watching very passively with nunchuck scenarios will be very boring. So we will make sure that it is not going to be cost anymore. And a few people, the direct attendees, like Asutaman, Dakshin Siddharth, Ratan Nitish and Kavin Sandhu, if you people are willing to come in any of the non-operative days, I had even mentioned that in the group this morning, if you are willing to come for OBT alone, let's say for example by 5:20 if you reach here till 6:30, you can use the OBT time and then you can leave. So that could always be possible and open on Monday, Tuesday and Thursday. Well, sir, I don't have much homework. I would like to use my OBT time and I would like to come. If you say that, but there has to be at least 2 counterparts. If Ratan says and Kavin Sandhu and Aswathaman say, yes, we too can come, then you can come and you can go to the ground or you can play here or you can play downstairs. You do not waste your OBT timeline and you play soccer during that time. You score a goal. Get the goal credited in your CRS. As simple as that. And Darshan says, I don't mind spending time till 6:25. I can play and I can come back for my class. My class is at 7 o'clock only. So I would like to have this 1 hour play time. You're most welcome. on all the other 3 days as well, or at least one day. So the official announcement is that Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday are open for OBT alone, while regular MS evening sessions happening only on Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. With Siddharth and Tanishwar, it is on Saturday and Sunday. And next week, Siddharth and Tanishwar are going to attend the full stretch of the class, full weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But the other 3 days, Monday to Tuesday and Thursday, it is open for OBT alone. So you can make use of the time, and you have a homework, you have a test to be prepared upon, but you are planning to go for the preparation only at 7 o'clock. You have a buffer time from 5 o'clock to 6:30. Come over here, use your OBT time, play, put your body on tone, sweat around, slog around, and go back, take a shower, sit for studying. You'll study really well. That's a plan. I leave the plan on the floor. If you want to take it, take it. Now, the agenda goes like this. First and foremost, we are going to see the CRS report of Siddharth and Tanishwar. I'm getting straight into it, and I want all you people to watch and see how far they have performed. So I am switching my video off and I am putting into the content view in a moment. Seeing my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So,
Yes.
yeah, let's get on with it. MS evening sessions, the US batch credit grading system out of 900 marks commenced from 20th September 2021. US batch people had their first CRS on September 15th, and from then onwards, the CRS number 2 started with 2 individuals, Siddharth Sanakumar and Tanishwar. The closing report comprising all the factors from 20th September 2021 to 20th November 2021, that is yesterday. Please make a note of it. Tanishwar's mark. From CRS 1.0, Tanishwar has taken 230 marks already, because in CRS 1.0, the CRS award winners were Siddharth, Kiran, Prisha, and Anjana, and the like. Siddharth claimed his main award, Kiran claimed her main award, and at that time Tanishwar had scored only 230, while the other people had scored more than 700 and 750. So I gave 2 choices for Tanishwar. Choice 1 was either take a consolation prize for this 230 marks, or make sure this 230 marks is carried over to CRS 2.0. Tanesh chose the latter, LATTER, which means he chose the second choice. He wanted the mark to be carried forward to CRS 2.0. So, advantage Tanishwar, 230 marks already in his kitty, while Siddharth has started scoring afresh. Attendance 30 for both of them. Skit performance. In these 2 months, there had not been so much of skits when they were attending in the weekend classes, but there were a couple of skits. So 25 for Tanesh, 22 for Tanesh and 25 for Siddharth. Day-to-day affairs, 25 for Siddharth, 22 for Tanishwar. Well, if you ask me why there is a shortage of 3 marks for Tanishwar, sometimes it becomes late when he joins, it's already time, and the time management has been slashing 3 marks out of his pouch. Leadership bonus, pretty much both of them have scored the same. Basic behavior, both of them same. Presentation ability. Please make note of it that Siddharth made only 1 video presentation, but Tanishwar made 2 video presentations. Besides making only 1 video presentation, Siddharth had scored 38, but Tanish had scored only 34, because the number of presentations that Siddharth made was a little bit higher than Tanishwar's presentation. That's why there is a lack of 4 marks. Total 178 for Siddharth, 168 for Tanishwar. There's no penalty for either of them. But it's not over. We still have some more contents. So, both of them have secured. Now, let's speak about practice subliminal practice, usage of IdeaPad and journal, and their team playing skill. Well, I'm not giving any mark for team playing skill because in these 3 months span of time, in the classes they have attended, they were not into any team. There were only individual performances. So, Siddharth, talk about it.
Sir,
Therapy, subliminal, IdeaPad, and journal. Go for it.
I've continued doing therapy practice, subliminal, and IdeaPad since the last CRS. The therapy practice, I've still continued doing the lost key method. The subliminal, I'm still listening to the music that pumps me up for good stuff. And then I've still continued doing the art version of IdeaPad for my classes and for myself.
Thank you. So marks added. So 245 is the total for Siddharth Sanakumar. He's been regular in IdeaPad and journal, and he is regular in subliminal, and he has been doing therapy practice. So as a matter of fact, with the trainer bonus, 251 out of 900 already secured. Let's speak about Tanishwar. Tanishwar?
I haven't started therapy practice or subliminal yet, but I started IdeaPad. Like since last month, I started doing them. Like every few days, I would do something.
All right, that's good. Okay. Any penning down in journal? No. Only IdeaPad, right?
Yeah, for now, IdeaPad.
All right, okay. So a trainer bonus of 3 marks can be added, so 15, 208 and 250. So this is the CRS, and Taneshwar has to work on therapy and subliminal because this area will be filled up in the next CRS report, which is going to be in another 10 days or 15 days time. And you have to work on Taneshwar and blabbering. You have to work on therapy and subliminal, Taneshwar.
Okay, sir.
Right. Any questions, Siddharth and Tanishwar, on your CRS?
No, sir.
No, sir.
All right. Incidentally, while Dakshin Siddharth is congratulating both of you, their CRS report is going to be out tomorrow morning within 9 o'clock. They have already sent in the feed. I have received the feed from Dakshin Siddharth. Ritan was the first person to submit today. Dakshin Siddharth, number 1, Ritan, number 2, Guru Prasanna, number 3, Aswatthama, number 4, Kavin Sandron, number 5, Mitra, number 6, Brinda, number 7. So I have received the feed from 7 individuals. Mitra gave it orally in person, and the other people have submitted. And tomorrow, by 9 o'clock, you will have your CRS. Please understand, the CRS will have 3 new kinds of entities. Number 1, anti-phone day, which Guru Prasanna, Aswathaman, Ritanitish, and Kavin Sandron have availed. I had promised last time that the anti-phone day will be given in the next CRS update. The next one is MSOBT score. And the next one is a surprising one. You'll find that in your report. Okay. Any questions? Shall we start?
Yes, sir. Waiting.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
What is it going?
No, sir. Waiting. Surprise.
Yeah. You'll get it. And then you got a bonus because today you have absorbed things from Guru Prasad and you have mentioned about it. So you will get a bonus for it. So scan through the CRS report very carefully, and that's very important. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Now the stage is set for Guru Prasanna. Guru Prasanna has been into remote learning system, which is called as RLS, and his CRS has already been added with his RLS credit, but it is not going to be complete unless he is making the presentation, which is now. Remember, Guru Prasanna has already taken an RLS. He was the first person to take, and now this is the second time. He's going to make a presentation for compensating for his absence in the name of RLS. Over to you, Guru Prasanna. Come on, give your best shot.
Yes, sir. Sir, shall I on my video and do the presentation, sir?
Yeah, please do it. I will switch off my video for a better clarity. All right, boys, brace yourself for the business presentation. Meet you after he finishes. That's handsome boy that you are looking with Kings 11 Punjab t-shirt is Guru Prasanna. He is looking like the mini Prabhudeva, and that's Guru Prasanna for you.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, whenever I'm doing RLS presentation, knowingly or unknowingly, I'm wearing this shirt only.
Yeah, that's right. Because you are very passionate. Passionate means red. Red means blood. Blood means boiling. And that boiling blood color is this red t-shirt, Kings 11 Punjab. Except that Arsenal copying Kings 11 Punjab emblem, I like everything about the t-shirt. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Shall I start, sir?
Yes, you can.
Yes, sir. So, a warm greetings to one and all present here. Today, I'm going to do a presentation on my favor of the RLS, the remote learning system. And today, I'll be going to explain about screen time. In screen time, I have separated screen time into two parts. One is that how screen time affects us. So, because screen time affects us in a lot of way, and more than it affects, it has lots of negative things about screen time more than the positive things that it has a lots of negative things. So that I was willing to show you what are the things that are affected by screen time. And the next one is in part two, I would be doing a presentation on how to overcome the problem of screen time and how to reduce the screen time. So those are the two subtitles I'm going to speak about. So let's move. First, it's how screen time affects us. So like it affects in a lots of way. The most common thing it affects is about addiction. But even though the most common thing is addiction, there is lots of problems. Like too much of screen time can cause vision problem, impact of our sleep, and like it will encourage us a more stationary life without doing any kinds of works daily. And it also led to anxiety, stress, depression, more than more and more negative things are there, and it affects us the screen time. So in this these are the common things that a person could get. But in because of the screen time, I personally have because I personally have affected by this. These things are some of the common problems, but I am going to talk about creative thinking. So, uh, personally, I have experienced this because of watching lots of screen time. I wasn't able to think much, and like the memory power and the thinking capability, creative thinking, everything was dull. I wasn't able to perform well in any of the classes, and I wasn't able to give more ideas that I wanted to show. So in this way, the screen time creates a big disadvantage for many people in our country. So if you look at the screen time, there is lots of programs in it. Like it would be if you can look the screen by computer, television, phones, tablets, etc. Like screens are revolved around us, and we are fully focused on us. But I would say the main thing of the screen is because of the technology and the social media. Like if you look at the technology has helped us became way more productive. I would say for sure it has became way more productive. And like there's also an endless amount, it could give an endless amount of information at our fingertips. We don't want to move here and there if the technology is there. But even though technology has given lots of positive things, and like it in because of the technology, besides being these kinds of pandemics, we are able to communicate and collaborate with each other. And these things can be done through technology. But the important thing is that, like, it can be distracted, and it could get in the way of creative thinking. Like, when we are thinking of something creatively, if we look at some of the notifications and some other things which revolve around the screens, we would be not thinking in a flourish way. But besides being that, technology has given lots of things, but besides being that, we should be more worrying, because of it has decreased all the creative thinking of each and everyone. So, like, I heard a fact today morning, like, in back in 2016, like, it was found that the screens are being used by teenagers more than 10 hours a day. But honestly, like, that shouldn't be shocking, since we are attracted to computers, phones, TVs, etc. Because but I had a shock that in 2016 itself, uh, we were in the beginning stage, in the beginning of the uh, technology. But even though it was the beginning stage, the technology has taken everyone as in 24 hours. It has taken 10 hours, means there would not be much time to create, to think create, so that the person gets addicted to it, and the person will not even work on the process. Like, uh, person on a day taking the screens and seeing screens 58 times, and taking the phone 58 times in a day. That's so horrible at the beginning, but nowadays it has increased a lot, and nowadays people take more than 100 times, and they are fully into the technology, and they are not able to come out of the technology. So the same as for social media, because social media gives us lots of information, that's true. And because of social media, we get lots of information to us. But due to social media, many people get addicted to social media, and they are affected by social media. So those things are somewhat endless for us. We should get through that, and because of these kinds of problems, screen time has been increased, and due to that, many people are struggling. So now let's go to the second part, and I would be giving the solutions on how to overcome and reduce the screen time. So the first and foremost solution is, like, set time limits. Many people I have seen, many people that, like, they will set time limits for studying, and after they have completed studying, the just in the just after they completed studying, they'll be going into the TV shows and the phone apps. They would be going in that. But nobody have I have seen nobody setting limits for the screen time. But if we do that, for sure it would be a good thing to do, because, like, time limit by keeping alarms or timers, we could have a more communicative basis on how we are using the screen properly. Because besides having these kinds of problems, if many people think that they're having entertainment, so they are watching more screen. But entertainment is needed, but not more than our life. So first we should focus on our life, and we should be mentally free, and we should think creatively. If we do that, only we can have entertainment and enjoyment. So, like, if we set limit for each and every time, I have mentioned in many sessions that, like, prepare a schedule for us. And this in preparing a schedule, setting time limit is the second way of how we can how we can use our time effectively. So this is the first solution, and the next solution is that is to distract ourselves. We are getting distracted to our TV shows and screen time, but we should distract ourselves from screen time to any other thing that we are interested. For that, in distracting yourself, I would recommend to read some books while you're trying to distract yourself. Take a book nearby you and read at least 5 or 6 pages within half an hour, and try to read faster so that your communication skill and your vocabulary might increase, and your eye vision and mental stress could be decreased a lot because of screens. So this is the solution to distract yourself. And the next thing is that to delete the unnecessary apps. like uh, the important apps we should besides being it's social media like WhatsApp and etc. We should want that, because it's those are the important things, and those are the things we get the information. But we should not be using the unnecessary apps that each and everyone. I have seen a person who was my friend. He would be looking the other person, the classmate, and if the person has an app, he would try to download that app so that he would also be the same guy as that classmate. So that we should not we are not needed to change our identity because of others. It's not needed to change our identity. We should have our own identity. Everyone should have their own identity. We should not change our identity. If we are being a good person, everyone will take ourselves as a role model, and they will take them as a role model, and they will perform that. But it's not needed to change ourselves, and we should not change our identity because of others. And the next one is, as I said, we can take a look at the book, and we can hearing songs and like dance performances are not such distracted, but seeing TV has distracted all because of the advertisement that we are seeing. like uh, because of the advertisement, many people will see the shows also, and due to the advertisement that they wanted the thing that they are in need, they will see the full TV show. So they should first of all understand how that advertisement works. Not every advertisement is not true, because all companies are not true as each and every company. So they should look at each and every advertisement with a proper manner if they are seeing. And for seeing advertisement, they should not be fully there seeing the screens. For the advertisements, there are lots of apps and social medias. To just see 1 minute, they are seeing half an hour. Those things are unnecessary for their vision also, and they'll get mental stress if the advertisement is not there in the show. So we should not change our identity for others. That's the thing. And the next one is pick up a new hobby for you daily. If we are seeing the screen, and we are I myself will see the screen when I get bored, when I don't have any work to do, and when I am free. So at that time, besides being going to screen, we shall pick up a new hobby, and we shall work on it. Sir, in a few months back, while sir was saying about the screen times, sir mentioned that we shall take a book note the important things, and we shall write in our note, and we shall implement the things which we have wrote in our life, so that it would be a good thing. And I have used it, and it has given me lots of effects in my life. So I have took that as an hobby, and I have did that. It's not compulsory to do the same. You shall take your own hobby and do that as a process. By doing this as a process, you may get a new variety of hobbies, and you may not be concentrated on screens and the programs. And the last one is like sir has many mentioned this many times, like to visualize that we are in the 19th century, and like without the television technology, social media, like if we visualize that itself, we'll get a freshness in our body, and we'll not be addicted to the screens. By doing these kinds of visualization process, the time also will be a good spending time in this will also be a good thing, and we'll get a fresh feeling after doing these kinds of like after visualizing this. Enthusiasticness will be inside us. We should bring that out. By using visualization, we shall bring it out. So the last method is to live in the 90s time. And I heard a stat, like it's just a stat, experts say that adults should have the time limit of less than 2.5 hours per day, except the school works and the works that they had. So like max 2 hours is the time they can take extra than the school academic works. But uh, the average the average screen time of the adults and the children are more than what we expect, because like the average screen time of 5 to 8 years is 4 hours. Like I have seen my sister as an example. Like whenever he is willing to eat something, like he would be getting bored by just eating alone, and because of that he'll watch the unnecessary things in YouTube. Those things are not needed. He'll watch some Barbie shows, and like I'll be getting first frustrated because of that, because I don't specifically uh, like Barbie shows and YouTube programs. And after 8 years, like 9 to 13 years, children are using 7 hours, are seeing the screen for 7 hours. That's also a horrible timeline for children like 8 to 13 years. If they are using it for 7 hours, their eyes are being not their vision will decrease, and they have lots of eye problems. I had in this age 8 to 13 years, I had once I had this problem, and I went to the hospital, and due to the treatment which I made, like after that I had never increased my screen time until it was in my 12th year or so. Like after that, for few the in 2000 yes, in COVID-19 pandemic, I first year I got the eye problem, and after that I have been recovering from it. So like besides being these kinds of problems, the screens are being used much. So it's just a request to reduce the screen time, and if you're reducing the screen time, it's a beneficial thing for you. So do your things properly and reduce your screen time. Thank you, sir. Thank you, friends.
Great job,
Very well
Guru.
done. Very well done.
Well, Guru.
Great job,
Fabulous.
Anna.
Well done, Guru.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Fabulous.
friends.
Well done, Guru.
Thank you, Ritan.
Good job, Guru Prasanna. Your body language has improved a lot, and there is a good command in this in the way you speak. More importantly, vocabulary has increased. I mean, improved, I should say, and you are very comfortable in speaking. That's what is far more important as far as the presentation is concerned. So
Thank you,
I
sir.
really appreciate you. Now, questions time. I mean, it's been a 20-minute RLS presentation by Guru Prasanna. So if you've got any questions, you can ask. I'm sure I have a couple of questions, but before that, let's put the students first. Any questions?
Sir, I am sir. I
Yes,
have
Guru.
a
Yes.
yes, sir. Anna, are you able to hear me now?
Yes, Kevin.
Now, which screen timing, such as, for example, TV or phone, which you are using more?
Like you're asking which I am using more.
Yes, ma'am. And which you are trying to avoid?
Yes, Kevin. Like I'm not seeing televisions a lot of time, but the one thing which I see forever is this tab. I would be seeing like I had tried to reduce it, but this tab I got because of the COVID-19 pandemic, and besides being we had two laptops in our home, it wasn't enough for us because my mother, my father, my sister, everyone uh, when we are having class, everyone would be sitting in one room and everyone will be working on their process. So like it wasn't enough for me to have the gadget, so that my father brought this. After that, like I am not leaving this tab for, like if there is an hour, if I am leaving the tab for an hour, after that there would be a lot of notifications. For seeing that itself, it will take 15 to 20 minutes, so that my screen time also gets affected. So I have tried to reduce, but the more thing that I watch is my tab.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so that's a well handled question. Now, Dakshin Siddharth and Ratan Nitish are asking questions. Dakshin, your question.
Thank you, sir. Well done, Guru. First of all, it was a really good presentation. And I would like to ask you a question which is related to MSC sessions. So we have a new column called screen timing, right? So how has this new bylaw helped you and compare yourself with respect to screen time before this bylaw was introduced? Your before screen time bylaw and after screen time bylaw. Compare both of your versions.
Yes, na. First of all, thank you for the compliments, na. If you look me, I have been seeing screen for lots of time. Everyone before going to school have watched a lot of screen. So after sir has introduced the screen time, I have not been I have before that I have never tried to reduce my screen time, but at least I have tried to reduce my screen time. And at least a maximum of 1 hour I have reduced the screen time which I had before, because my screen time was about 10 hours to 11 hours when I had school. In that, 6 hours would be going in our school education and academic processes. The other 5 hours I would be working on uh, my tablet, the television, and the things which I see. But after sir has introduced this, I would have seen an average screen time would be 3 hours, max. Because I myself is being getting whenever I see the screen, I myself getting the process that sir has told that we should not see the screen. My mind is going those process, so that I am not getting the screen and not too addicted.
Okay, So you are hallucinating me all the time. That's a good thing, Guru Prasanna. Your mind keeps on having a whirlpool about my thoughts. That's good. Yeah,
Thank
Ritan Nitish. Ritan Nitish is next to question.
Guru, am I audible?
Yes, Ratan.
So first of all, it was a really nice presentation, and my question to you is nowadays we are all trying to use, but in my point of view, and as I've seen my grandmother, she's like morning to the night time, she's always sitting in the hall and watching television, and I'm not sure about in your house or everyone's house, but in my house. And my grandparents' house, they all sit in the TV and they just watch all those serials and all of those things to just entertain them. But in the before time, they just go into the village and they just talk to everyone and just farm. But now, due to this COVID-19, we have got this lockdown and all of those things. But any way to prevent them to like not sit in the hall and just watch?
Yes, Ratan. Thank you for the compliments, Ratan. Ratan, like if the grandparents are seeing the screen for lots of time, like my mother would say that like I would be comparing myself with my grandparents, and I would say that they're alone watching the screens. Why can't I? Like I would be fighting with my parents, but they'll say that like their life has been expired, so and they have seen lots of things in their life, but our lives are just now the beginning stage, so that our I wish should be in a good health, and the grandparents won't be too much worried about their eyes and the vision that like in and at that age they need only entertainment, and they need only the uh, like happiness that they are getting from TVs, and like not only TVs, they would be getting happiness from all the relationships. Those things give them happiness, so they are watching. But we should be in the control, because we are just the beginning stage of our life, and if we are taking our eye vision in a proper way, we can be controlled. For that, if we are not able to control your screen time, the distraction method I told will be useful to distract yourself to some other thing like books and etc. But if you are willing to reduce the screen time, but you're not willing to, you're not able to do that, means we shall set time. The set time limits would be useful, because by setting time limit, we shall by seeing or we should off, our mind itself will say that you should off the TV and go to some other work, so that you'll not be fully focused and fully addicted on the screen time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Tanishwar. Yeah, good answer. And Tanishwar has the next question.
Okay. First of all, great presentation, Guru. And my question is, how do you think addiction affects social behavior?
Tanishwar, could you please repeat?
How do you think addiction affects social behavior?
Yes, Tanishwar. Thank you for the compliments, Tanishwar. Like you're asking, like how addiction affects social behavior, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like addiction is not only in screen time. Like it could be a game addiction, it could be a friendly addiction, it could be addiction. But because of the addiction, our like the mental health will get spoiled, and due to that mental health will not be in a good physical health also. Because of the mental health, our physical health also will be in a sort of mindset that we should not be experiencing that. But in social behavior, like helping others and working on the good manners and the things which which a person should do could come in social behavior. But when a person is addicted, they would not be concentrated on the thing except the thing which they are addicted. If a person is addicted towards games, he will only concentrate on games. He will not focus on the other thing, and he will not see the person who are who is near his or her life, and they will miss the things that they wanted to have and the enjoyment that they wanted to have. So like social behavior also is also affected by addiction.
Okay, that's a good answer, Guru Prasanna. One last question and then you can take rest. And you can have a lot of sips of water because your throat is getting dry.
Yes,
My
sir.
question is, yeah, my question is the last one. What are the traditional ideas you would like to suggest to the current youngsters in order to keep themselves away from the screens and also to limit themselves from the screen time? Some of the traditional ideas, like for example, reading ancient books is a traditional idea. Glass painting is a traditional idea. Pencil sketching is a traditional idea. So I'm giving example for traditional ideas. So in your opinion, which are the traditional ideas that you would like to suggest to the youngsters to ensure that they keep themselves on a limit from this vulnerable screens that are making their beautiful lives into devilish ones?
Yes, sir. Sir, the things which you said are also like the effective things, sir. Sir, but in my mind, sir, like playing the ancient traditional games, sir, like what's Palanguli, uh, like those kinds of games, sir. Like if they will not get bored in those kinds of games, sir, and they'll not the time would be going so fast when they are playing these games, the ancient games, and they will not be in a process to see the phones and TVs, etc. And because of playing this, they will have the enjoyment in playing this. They will learn a new game, and they will learn the tradition of the game, and they will be at a good health. Besides besides being sick. That's one
Okay,
solution.
right. Very well done. Fantastic presentation with the RLS platform. Good job. Very nice.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, at last my video got black, sir, because I haven't switched on the light, sir.
No problem. We are able to understand that. No problem. Okay, so now let's get on with a tiny activity. Now that Guru Prasanna has finished. Yes, Guru Prasanna.
Sir, shall I go drink some water and we'll be back?
Yeah, yeah, come back, come back. Okay, I'll explain the task once he comes back. So we are going to hear from Dakshin Siddharth first, then Rita Nitish, then Kavin Sandron, and then Siddharth, and then Taneshwar. Each of you will speak on the theme that I'm giving, and then I think we are done for today. And we will meet next week on Friday. So let Guru Prasanna come, they will start. The activity's name is Alter Ego Choice. I repeat, it's called as Alter Ego Choice. Um, Everybody will be given a common 5 minutes or 8 minutes time, and you need to prepare a personality, a virtual personality.
Sir, I am back,
You
sir.
can, yeah, okay, right. So, which brings me to the proper explanation of the activity which we are going to do for the rest of the session today. It's called as the alter ego choice. Every single individual, we will give rest for Guru Prasanna. Guru Prasanna shall only watch, but the other people of this session will have to make a 1 minute or 2 minute presentation. It's called as the alter ego choice. Like you need to prepare a personality. You need to give birth to a personality in front of you, and you need to exhibit him here. And for frame of references, you can take, say, 5 or 7 individuals from novels, fiction comics, non-fiction comics, sports, movies, and living personalities and historical personalities. And you can give life to that person. You should name the person and you should describe which are all the qualities the person has. Let me give you an example. Meet Mr. X. If I'm introducing the alter ego choice, I would introduce like this. Meet Mr. X. I would like to introduce him to all of you. This guy has got the mind of Bodhidharma, the founder of Shaolin Temple, and one section of his brain has the eloquence of Sherlock Holmes, and another section of the brain, he has got the thinking power of Charles Jung, the psychologist. And my dear Mr. X has got the body of Sylvester Stallone, and he has got the fugitiveness and the agile movements of Bruce Lee. His legs, Mr. X's legs, have got superb running capacity. It's a belief that Indian cricketer Sachin has run for almost about 1,100 kilometers in his entire career. So he's got such a wonderful thighs and calf muscle, which can take him to a long way. And my dear Mr. X has got the thinking capacity of Y.S. Rajan of ISRO and Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, ex-president of India. And my Mr. X has got the mental toughness of Swami Vivekananda, and he can recite everything from the Rig Veda. When he has got some problems in his life, he would always take the reference of Rig Veda, especially Rig Veda of all the Vedas, and he can explain. And my Mr. X has got the wonderful social contacts and social amiable characters of the business tycoon Mr. Ratan Tata. He can befriend anybody very easily. And I would also like to tell you as the last bottom line point that my Mr. X is modeled in such a way that he's got the real capacity of the fictional character Tony Stark in Iron Man franchise. He can really think of that stuff. If you take Iron Man franchise, Tony Stark is a very big industrialist and he prepares his own suit in his industry called as Stark Industries. He has got that business acumen in his mind. So ladies and gentlemen, Mr. X is ready to introduce himself to the world. Thank you for listening to my presentation about my own alter ego, Mr. X. So this is how the presentation has to be. Well, if you would like to add some tinge of negative characters, Dakshin Siddharth, well, I don't want to stop your creativity. You can do it. So this is the exercise and I want everybody to bring Mr. X or Miss X. So, any questions?
No, sir.
So should we like
Oh, by the way, my Mr. X has got complete aversion towards using smartphones. Thank you. Footnote. Yeah, Dakshin.
so could it also be a negative character, like an antagonist?
That's what I said now. Where were you when I was saying the last statement? What was the last statement? Ritanitish, what was the last statement? Can anybody tell Dakshin Siddharth what was the last statement? I even mentioned his name and apparently he lost his focus. That's very surprising. Taneshwar, Siddharth, Guru Prasanna,
Yes,
did
sir.
you hear what? Yeah,
I'll say, sir.
yeah, Guru Prasanna.
Yes, sir. Dakshina, sir said we shall go with the negative characteristics also now. Sir don't want to disturb our creative thinking. It seems, sir. So we shall go with the negative characteristics also.
Okay, Guru, thank
So
you.
Dakshin, why didn't you listen to this?
So now, so the network it cut for a short period of time. So
Alright, okay. Fine, so that's how it is. Prepare your alter ego and how much time you want? About 5 minutes?
should, yes, sir.
Your time starts now, 5 minutes. And the sequence of presentation, Dakshin, Ritin, Kavin, Taneshwar, and Siddharth. 3, 2, 1, go. 5 minutes. Time starts. Yes, Guru Prasanna.
Sir, shall I also make the presentation at last, sir?
Yeah, sure, you can.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Meet after 5 minutes. Put your hand up if you've got any questions.